Good morning, afternoon, or evening. My name is Shannon, and today I got some things I've been waiting on in the mail, and I thought I would take you guys with me as I finish up my reading journal, and then I'll give you guys a flip through and description of everything in my reading journal. But with that said, I'm just going to get started on working, and I will talk to you guys in a bit. Okay, y'all, it is significantly later than when I last spoke to you, as you guys can tell by the fact that it's pitch black outside. I have been working for so long on these 3 pages, but I am very happy with how the reading journal came out. Now I'm gonna do a flip through and talk about it with you guys. I thought first I would just show you guys the front and the back, and I will link where I got these stickers as well. Okay, now that the flip through is done, let's go back to the beginning. I was really nervous about doing this style of reading journal because it's half scrapbook and half reading journal, but I decided I really wanted to work harder on my reading journal than I did last year, so that's how we got here. Anyhow, so we just have an introduction page and then my 2024 reading goals, which are read 100 books, read at least 5 nonfiction books, only buy books I'm anticipating, to read more fantasy, and to focus on eliminating my physical TBR. Now, this page I actually got as an idea from Destiny, and I really like it. I might change this just because I don't love how it looks, but I do really like the concept, and I don't quite know what I'll be putting here either, but again, we'll be figuring it out. I do like how it shows the star ratings. Like 1 star is trash and I probably would DNF it, 2 stars was not enjoyable, 3 was it was fine, still good, 4 is I loved it, and 5 is absolutely perfect. This is the first page of my reading log. As you can see, I've already read 2 books, but it has the book title, the page number, because I really like to track that, the dates it was read, and then the star rating. And then we just have more pages of the reading vlog. I really enjoyed using this new like roll of washi tape because it added for an interesting background, and I'll be linking below all of the materials I used throughout this. And then on this page we just have another reading log page because I counted it out and the 4 pages makes it a little over 100 books. So I feel like that'll be good. And then on this page we have the 24 books I want to read in 2024. Most of these are the first books in whole series I want to read, but I obviously couldn't put all of them. If you want more in-depth descriptions of these books, I do have a 24 books I'd like to read in 2024 on my channel. And then for the design, I just got one of my pieces of scrapbook paper and I wrote out the logo, and I find that I really enjoy doing it that way because there are times where if I write directly on the paper and mess it up, I feel like I have to cut the piece of paper out, and this eliminates that. Now, this section is my physical TBR. This section definitely took the longest to formulate because I was writing every single book I own. Anywho, I have it separated into sections. So this is the fantasy section, and I left space in case I buy books, and I highlighted all of the books I have read. And it's a really good way of having me keep track of my physical TBR and what the number is at without having to count the books on the shelves, because I can just math it out because I know how many spaces are in one line. And then we have the romance section. Obviously, they're the most highlighted books in this section because I primarily read romance books. And then we have my mystery and thriller section. Very sad, but I've only read 2 books from that section. And then we have the literary fiction section, which is also looking very dreary, having only read 3 of the books. Anywho, that's all for that section, and I used more of the washi tape for the borders. Next, we have my series tracker. I really like this because I tend to not binge series. I tend to read them very sporadically, but I do still have some series I want to add on here, but the ones I already do have are the Powerless trilogy, the Magnolia Parks series, the Bridgerton series, the Crescent City series, Throne of Glass, Boys of Tommen series, the Addicted/Calloway sister series, the Cruel Prince trilogy. I have the Grishaverse, and then the Bromance Book Club series. And then on this page, we have my anticipated releases. I really like doing it this way because last year I did it in a way that I printed out pictures of the book covers and I filled up the space so fast that I couldn't use it anymore. So I have all the months laid out, and then you can write the book title and the day that it's coming out. Apparently a lot of books like to come out in February and April, or at least ones that I'm anticipating do. And obviously we don't really have anything in the later months because that's pretty far away and they haven't been announced yet. Then we have my reading tracker and my book bracket. Basically, you highlight in every day, once the day is over, how many pages you read. So I have 0 to 50, 51 to 100, 101 to 200, and 200 plus. And then I also have a signal for when I finish a book. So you can see I finished a book on the 2nd and on the 7th so far. And then the book bracket. This allows me to basically pick my favorite book of each month and have them compete. So I'll write my favorite book from January here and February here and so forth. And January and February I'll pick my favorite book out of those, and so on and so forth until you have your favorite book of the year, theoretically. Now, this is the first page of my January spread because I like to do more in-depth ratings for my books, and I have a book of the month section, so once the month is over, I can put my favorite book I read this month here. This is just an overall books read. On this little tab, we have the genres of books I'm reading. So far, only 2 romance, not too surprising for me. Then we have the physical or Kindle forms. And at the end of each month, I'm going to put my current TBR count. So I will be going back to this section at the end of every month and seeing how much I got my physical TBR down. And then we just have a second page for my January book reviews. And then we have the A to Z challenge. So you basically try to get a book that starts with every title. And I really like how I spaced out the pages like that. I feel like at first glance this looks really easy, but then when you think about it, I can't even think of any book that starts with the letter X, let alone one that I would be interested in reading. Anywho, then we have the DNF graveyard. This section is for books that I have decided to stop reading. They were not for me, and it's best that I just put them away. I do like the whole little headstone roses on the grave thing that I incorporated here. And then this is the last page so far, and it is an author backlists section. Now, there are a lot of authors of whom I have a lot of books. And I haven't filled in the little squares yet, but I have read some of these. The authors that I primarily wanted to get down as of right now were Emily Henry, Lauren Asher, Abby Jimenez, Allie Hazelwood, Taylor Jenkins Reid, Sally Rooney, Mariana Zapata, and Lucy Score. I own a lot of Lucy Score books, apparently. And I decided to not put any authors with a series on this page because I should just put series in the series tracker because it's implied that they're all from the same author. Because if I did a Sarah J. Maas section on this page, it would probably take up half the page, and that's so unnecessary when I already have it listed in the series section. Anywho, that is my whole reading journal for this year so far. Now that you guys have seen all of that, I hope I maybe even gave some of you guys ideas for your own reading journal, but I sincerely hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos like it. All of my social media is linked down below for you guys. Make sure you guys turn on the post notification symbol so you guys get notified right when I post a new video. I hope you guys are all having an absolutely wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening wherever you are in the world, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!